Hi everyone, to you beautiful people in the rolling hills of Zululand, sending greetings from Terry and Sandy here in the beautiful Rockies of Colorado. We just want to let you know that we celebrate with you today. Such a wonderful celebration of 20 years of what God has done in solid ground, Tandaza, those days. We just are so delighted for what God has done. We want to let you know we're sorry we can't be there in person, where we could just love on you, hug on you, dance with you, celebrate in the presence of God. But want you to know that from our hearts, we are there. In our hearts, we are dancing, we're celebrating, and just sending all of our love from this side in Colorado.
Congratulations, Solid Ground. 20 years is a huge milestone. It doesn't really seem like 20 years ago that a fresh-faced couple arrived there in Zululand in July to plant a church. But we are so incredibly grateful. Let me tell you, 20 years later, my heart is full of gratitude to the men and women who have served so faithfully, those that served faithfully alongside us. To every single person that served as an elder or a deacon or served in any way on that magnificent campus, to anybody that has put out served a visitor a cup of tea or cuddled a baby, hang a banner. You are part of the story, and we're incredibly grateful to faithful men and women who have helped to carry in obedience what God spoke to us that many years ago. Also incredibly grateful to the men that have led since I handed over to Alex and Michelle, and to Mark and Cindy. Just good, God-fearing, faithful men, yes, who held the line. And because of them, I think, because of their faithfulness, I think it has put Solid Ground in some very privileged positions in the heavenlies. Yeah. Just this radical thing of us being able to bring through our own leadership, third generation leadership, without any hassle, without any drama, without anybody wanting to go off and do their own thing. Third generation. We've never had to look outside of the church to bring leaders through, and I want to tell you that's an amazing testimony of their faithfulness. Yeah. as well as what God has done. Right. 20 years it's been a joy to us. It always was a joy to us when we were there, and it's been as much of a joy to us since handing over. We just have watched these men stay faithful to the radical things that God spoke to us about. Yeah. We believe that God spoke to us about radical salvations, about seeing people saved, about seeing lives changed, about seeing people saved, healed and delivered, that beautiful Greek word sozo. Yes. But also about the multicultural, also about planting churches and touching nations, and just have been delighted, as I've had the privilege of traveling around to many nations, to see guys leading churches, Steve and Debbie Sudworth, Alex and Michelle,
Boyd
Mosses serving on eldership in Melbourne. These things are amazing to us, you know. I think just a delight. One of the things that God spoke to me about personally when we were about to plant is God said this to me. He said, "This will be a base church, but you'll never see it." Yeah. And I didn't understand that at the time. All that I understood was that I was to lay the foundations for a base church. Did that to the best of my ability. But to look back now and to see that base, this base that is still touching nations, still seeing people saved, still believing for the miraculous, still believing for the multicultural, yes, still seeing nations touched and changed.
Still full of passion.
Still full of passion. It's been a great yeah, delight to me. Now I understand a little bit better what God was saying. It will be a base church, but not under your leadership. And again, just so grateful for Alex and Michelle, Mark and Cindy, and their faithfulness. Amen. Well done, Solid Ground. 20 years is a huge milestone. I want to say well done, well done, well done. Yes. Good and faithful servants. May the next 20 years, may we see explosive growth. May we see radical salvations. May we see more of the multicultural. May we see more lives touched and changed. May we see more nations impacted by what started out as that little country district's church meeting in the remedial school. I won't even tell you some of the jokes that went around NCMI about TK who couldn't finish high school planning a church and using the remedial school hall. We'll leave those jokes aside for now and celebrate God's goodness. We're proud of you. We love you. We are blessed by you.
Well done.